Sigurdson!
Make some noise. And it's been a hell of a 2025 so far, hasn't it? What is it, June? We have been through a lot. Did anyone try to start off this year doing dry January? Because that was a mistake. That was a mistake to try to get through that month dry. I actually did dry January last year, and it actually got so addictive, I have not drank since. I know. Don't applaud for it. It's not great. And I didn't do it for any other reason than health. Like, I didn't do it to, get more done. I've read one book in a year. I just did it for health, and by that I mean weight loss. Yeah, you're not allowed to say that anymore. You have to say health. I'm doing it for health, because all bodies are beautiful. Are they? What'd we say, all? So 1 year so far, down 37 pounds. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. It's really, really easy. All you have to do is measure every single thing you eat, work out every single day, and give up the thing you love the most. Don't I look happy? That was my problem, though. I always did love my body. I think I had body dysmorphia in the other direction. You know what I mean? Had no idea things had gone off the rails. And then somebody tells you, and that person is a sales associate at Aritzia. Yeah. There is a lot of honesty in those size 2 eyes. Yeah. So I had to do something. And so 37, they still won't let me back in. I'm not there yet. I tried at Christmas. They said, why don't you go over to the gloves and the scarves? Pick out something else and come back in June. We'll see how you're doing. It is the worst time in history to lose weight because we're not supposed to be talking about other people's bodies. And I do agree with that. But when you work really hard, you kind of want people to talk about your body. But nobody will because they're like, well, this is how we live now. We just pretend we don't see what's in front of us. So I'll run into friends and I have the urge to just greet them with, ta-da! They're like, oh my God, how are you? And I'm like, they say nothing. Like, what have you been up to? I'm like, well, going through my closet, getting rid of clothes, still nothing. Is anything new? Yeah, my fucking jawline. Give me something. My 2025 started weird too. First of all, I was sober, so that was crazy. But I opened Facebook on New Year's Day, and I had a message in my inbox from my ex-boyfriend. Yes, ghost of Christmas past. And it's not like we keep in contact. This was what? And I see the message, and I'm like, oh, I probably should ignore that. And that lasted 4 seconds. And then I clicked on it, and the first thing I read, it said, don't let this go to your head. Oh, too late. I'm flying high. And then I read it. It says, don't let this go to your head. I made a huge mistake letting you out of my life. Yes. And I just stared at that message because there was so many spelling mistakes. Yeah. I was feeling the exact opposite of what he was feeling. And I didn't respond to it because I don't think there's anything to say, but I also was a little taken aback because does anybody want to guess how many years ago I dated this man? Anybody? 10? 20? Wow, rude. That was just 20 right there. Just bam. Okay. I shouldn't lash out though because it was actually 28 years ago. what? It just occurred to him now? 28, you made it through Y2K fine without me. Just 2025, like 28 years is the lifespan of 2.5 German Shepherds. And I mean, it's clear that what's happened is this is a man going through a divorce, right? Like, that's clearly what happened. He's going through a divorce, he's starting to look back, and then he decided to message me. Well, why now? Like, the Erica you miss is the Erica of 28 years ago. Guess what? I miss her too. Yeah, she was so much more fun than this Erica. And so bendy. Yeah, my husband never even got to meet that Erica. Sometimes he asks me to dress up like her, but kind of loses something in the cheerleading outfit when you're like, oh, my knee. So I did not respond to this message because I didn't think there was anything to say. But I did tell my husband that I got this message. And he's not a jealous guy, no matter how hard I try. Yeah. But I think with social media, it's very important that you're open and honest. So I just told him, I was like, hey, just so you know, I got this message, didn't respond. And I don't know what I expected, but I thought he would be a bit like, what? Let me see this guy. Bring up his pic. I want to take a look at what I'm dealing with here. Instead, what happened was I said, got this message, big mistake letting you into my life. And he looked up from his beer, looked over at me, and said, so are you leaving? Maybe. And if we've learned anything, it's that you're going to regret this in 28 years. So I think joke's on you. I don't have kids. If you've seen me before, you know that. And what I did do this past year, though, was I started an anti-bullying program at a local elementary school in my neighborhood. Yeah, you know, a lot of people clap, but I get it. You guys are on the side of the bully. Just going to quickly rewrite this joke in my head so you'll like it. But I think we can all admit that we want bullying out of schools, right? Yes, thank you. We want to get rid of it. But the programs that they've been running since I was in school, they're not working, right? The bullies are stronger than ever. So my program takes a bit of a different approach. What I do is I go into the schools and I identify the kids I'm pretty sure are going to get bullied. And then I just get to them first. And it's less intimidating coming from me. It's just a little like, ugh, those shoes. And I know that sounds harsh, but we all have a friend or a coworker who told us their kid's getting bullied. And we're like, oh my gosh, that's terrible. And then you meet the kid and you're like, ooh, checks out. That kid is terrible. What they don't warn you about if you quit drinking for an extended period of time is how much spare time you're gonna have. Oh, so much. So over the summer, I was like, I need a new hobby. I gotta do something. So I was trying to decide pickleball or golf. Couldn't decide. I decided on golf. Yeah, some golfers. Who's a golfer? Yeah, a lot of golfers in Kelowna. I love golf. I love the outfits more, first of all. I mean, every man golfing looks like he works at Best Buy during Pride Week. Like, guys you know who've never worn a button-up shirt are suddenly just walking around in lavender. You're like, whoa, look at you, Bruce. So I did not come from a golfing family. My friends, you know, I was starting from ground zero. So whenever I see golf on TV, I walk out of the room, obviously, because life's too short. But what I see is that first shot, the teeing off, and that seemed like an important one. So I booked 4 private lessons at a driving range with a golf pro so I could learn to tee off. I got okay at it. Then I booked a tee time and quickly learned there's a whole lot of other shots you should know. Like so much stuff you should know. Like if you book a tee time by yourself, they don't let you golf by yourself. They pair you up with people like it's a weird Tinder date. I showed up, I was like, oh, hi, I'm Erica, I'm here for my tee time. And they go, okay, your group? And I go, oh, actually, strong, independent woman, golfing by myself. And they went, oh, no, you're not. They're like, we've paired you up, you're part of a threesome now. And I was like, whoa, that escalated quickly. It's my fault for wearing the pineapple shorts. Classic, what was she wearing situation. So I'm waiting at the first tee for my new friends, and I see this young couple, like, you know, late 20s, early 30s, walking towards me. They're holding hands, so I'm like, okay, this is a couple. And the woman looks so not pleased to see me. Like, she is just glaring at me. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is her problem? And as they're getting closer, I suddenly was like, oh, I bet she also didn't know they pair you up, right? So she thought this was going to be a day with her husband where they could do a little golfing, do some talking and really bond and spend some quality time together. And then I'm there, right? So she's pissed. And he looked so happy to see me. Yeah. I went to shake his hand. He hugged me. He whispered, don't leave me. And then I was kind of like, she really didn't warm up to me, which I found weird because you guys, you see me, I'm delightful. And she wasn't warming up to me. And then suddenly I was like, oh my gosh, is she threatened? Like, she's like 30, I'm 50. I'm like, do you think I could steal your husband? Watch me try. This is a new game now. So we start golfing, and they fought about everything. They should not have been golfing together. I don't think they should have been married, if I could be quite honest with you. Because golf involves everything that couples fight about. You're just dressed a little better. You know what I mean? Like, backseat driving. You wouldn't think that you could backseat drive a golf cart. She did. I didn't even rent a golf cart, so I had to run behind them. This felt like the kid they never wanted the whole time. It's like running, my Apple Watch is freaking out. It's like, are you okay? And then this guy starts the game, and he's got 3 golf balls in the front of the cart. And I had bought a bunch of golf balls because I knew I was going to be terrible. And he looks at me, he sees all my golf, and he goes, just so you know, I'm starting with 3 balls, I'm ending with 3 balls. And I was like, oh, you should probably see a doctor. I get why you got the cart. Like, I would not want to be walking with that situation happening down here. It sounds super uncomfortable. What he meant was if he hits a golf ball into the grass, he's going to look for it for a very long time, which was driving me crazy. And the people also, if you learn any other sport and you're bad at it, everybody who watches you, they give you helpful tips. They're like, you're going to be great next time. If you're bad at golf, everyone behind you hates you. The people behind us called the golf police on us. Little guy pulls up in a cart. He's like, excuse me. And I look over and I'm like, who are you, the golf police? And he goes, actually, I'm a marshal. I was like, okay, Wyatt Earp. Thank you for your service. Narcs! So he's looking for this ball for so long, and I started to get so angry about stuff that was going on in my own relationship, because I don't know if anybody here lives with a husband. And husbands, you guys are great at a lot of things. Finding stuff, not one of them. My husband is constantly losing stuff that I've never seen or touched, and now I'm involved in finding in our home. And yet he's got this complete other mentality when I ask him for, like, I'm like, hey, do you want to go shopping? And he's like, are you going shopping for something specific, or are you browsing? He's like, well, I'm going for shoes, but I might accidentally see a purse. And he's like, if you're going for something specific, I will go with you. You tell me what you're looking for, I will go, I will find it. I'm a man, I'm a hunter. It's in our DNA. I go, okay, well, it's like if you're going hunting for deer and you see a pheasant. He's like, no, wrong, you don't have tags for that. It's like, okay, calm down. Then we get home and 3 hours later, he's like, where's my wallet? I'm like, I don't know, why don't you hunt for it? Why don't you do that? Tap into your male DNA. Then by the 9th hole, the woman just drove away in the golf cart and left us. She got so angry because he was coaching her. And then she turned to him and she's like, stop mansplaining. And then he goes, it's not mansplaining if you don't know what you're doing. I was like, ooh, he's right. But she was holding a driver, so I zipped it. And then she gets in the car, she starts driving away. I go, where's she going? And he goes, I have no idea. And then she's just about to go out of sight and she turns around and she goes, enjoy your golf game, bitch. And I looked at him and I go, are you the bitch? Am I the bitch? Like, what's happening? And then we golfed the rest of the day together. And I was flying high because I was like, oh my God, I stole her husband. I did it. As I got close to my 50th birthday, which happened in November, thank you, hold your applause. No, don't encourage that kind of behavior. It was against my will. A lot of my friends, they were like, are you gonna do something big for your 50th? And I was like, oh, I thought you guys were planning that. Cool. Guess I'll whip up a cake or something. But my friend goes, no, like, this is a milestone birthday. You have to do a milestone event. Like, you should jump out of a plane. What? I'm not jumping out of a plane. Are you crazy? She's like, no, you don't want to be on your deathbed and regret not doing that. I go, no, actually, I'm okay with being on my deathbed, regretting not jumping out of a plane, as opposed to being on my death sidewalk, regretting jumping out of a plane. The only silver lining is people are like, oh my gosh, look how thin she is. Look at that. I think 90 is a good age to jump out of a plane, don't you? Right? Like if I make it to 90, I'll jump out of a plane, I promise you. I won't even take the parachute. What a day that'll be. Do we have cold plungers here in Kelowna? Anybody cold plunge? Yeah? A few people who have been hurt? I have so many friends who are into cold. If you don't know what cold plunging is, it's where you leave the house that costs you a lot of money and then you go into a body of cold water and trick yourself into thinking it feels good. My friends are like, you gotta do it, Erica, it's so great. You gotta come cold plunge. Joint pain, you can't feel it. I go, well, that's probably because you can't feel your legs. That's what's happening there. Go into the ocean, tell me if you have toes. You have no idea. And then my friend hits me with this one. She goes, actually, do you know that the endorphin rush you get from cold plunging, it's better than cocaine? What? Is that how we're pitching health things now? How they compare to cocaine? My whole life I was told not to do cocaine. And now you're like, it's like cocaine. It makes sense though, because all my friends who cold plunge, they remind me exactly of all my friends who did coke. Like they're constantly talking about it, they're trying to get you to do it, their teeth are chattering, they're wiping their nose. Why did I know the coke joke would get an applause break? You guys. Now my friend, she's talking about it so much, then I told her, I was like, I hate being cold, so I guess I'm gonna try cocaine. That's my new thing. I love listening to murder podcasts. Anybody else a big fan of murder podcasts? Yeah? A lot of women. Men get creeped out by how much we love watching and listening to murder. Like it comes up at a dinner party and the men are just slowly like backing away with the knives. Like somebody would be like, oh, if you're gonna murder your spouse, how would you do it? Every man is like, what is wrong with you? Women are like, I'd poison him slowly. So my husband and I are watching this one Netflix doc, and it comes on. The first scene is this man is on, showing him on the news, and he's crying. He's like, I don't know where my wife is. And he's like, please, if you know where she is. I'm like, guilty. Jay's like, you don't know that. I'm like, well, they don't make a lot of Netflix docs about the innocent husbands. And then I was like, just watch. And it just textbook what happens. The police interview him. They're like, well, what were your wife's plans today? And he then lists everything his wife had planned that day. Oh, really? You listened and remembered. Everything your wife said to you. Okay, just gonna write that down. It must annoy the cops when they have to go talk to other suspects. They're like, sure, we'll go talk to the neighbors. Then the next thing they do is they sent in the CSI team to do a forensics investigation in the house. Now I was surprised, plot twist, they go into the house, they couldn't find anything. And I was sitting there thinking, I would be so furious if my husband murdered me. And then cleaned the house so well that a professional team of forensics investigators could find no evidence of my murder. Are you bloody kidding me? My ghost would be hovering, watch as he puts on gloves. I'm like, oh, you do know where the bleach is. He's so angry. This guy ended up getting caught, of course, because when the police asked him, they're like, what is the last thing your wife said to you? He panicked. And we're all in trouble if anybody ever asks what our spouse said to us, right? Because we all have a voice we do for our spouse. Doesn't really sound like them, does it? They're a little bit more annoying. Like, where's my wallet? Like, Jay doesn't sound like that. But they asked him, they're like, what is the last thing your wife said to you? And he was just panicked, and then he looked at them and he was like, enjoy your golf game, bitch! Kelowna, you guys have been wonderful. Thank you so much for supporting this tour. Good night.